Okay, thank you, Mike. I'd like to call to order the Board of Education meeting for the Pittsford Central School District. If you will please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. May I have a motion for approval of the agenda? Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Kim. Any questions, additions? Hearing none, all in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. And it's a pretty special night tonight. It is Pittsford Pride Night, so we're going to welcome Superintendent Pirro to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to our budget presentation tonight. It's so nice of you all to show up like this. It's amazing. So honestly, I have to tell you, this is one of the 3 best days of the year. The only possible time a day would be better if the Bills ever won the Super Bowl, but to this date, this still holds true. This is in the top 3 best days of the year. I'd like to start by giving my gratitude to our principals, all of our nominating staff, our family, friends, and special guests for being here tonight. And most importantly, I want to thank our recipients that we're going to talk a lot about tonight for being amazing. You're here because you've gone out of your way to make the world a better place, to make Pittsford a better place, and we're so very, very proud of you. Tonight's ceremony will be shared on our district website and on our YouTube channel, so all of you are going to be rock stars right after you leave here. It's amazing. So tonight is really special. We recognize 27 students a year. We have about 6,000 students enrolled in Pittsford. So if you do the math, that means, well, it depends on how you look at it. About 99.55% of students will not receive this, or 0.45%, less than 1/2 will get this. So that puts it in perspective of how much we value and appreciate all you do and how special you need to feel, hopefully, when you leave here tonight. So you got here tonight because we do have a process. Each building was tasked with seeking out individuals they felt exemplified citizenship, and then they had to explain why they felt that. And then a building level committee convenes and selects one person from each building to be recognized. So the 9 of you are here, 1 from each building, are recognized through that process, which means a lot of people in your buildings thought that you were so extraordinary they wanted to bring you to the Board of Education tonight. Beyond tonight's recognition, students will be recognized many other ways based on the building that you're from. It can range from a bulletin board to morning announcements. Your name may be on a plaque and or working with a principal to decide on a special privilege or gift. That could range from free time or parking passes or spirit wear to being a class helper to speaking to other classes. We really want to tap into your wonderful attributes and help your peers around you. So things may look a little bit different based on each building. If you read the small print for parents, this is the hard part we sometimes run into problems with. Including with this recognition, elementary and middle school student parents, you will be responsible for ice cream and a dinner of the kid's choice after tonight. And high school, I'm so sorry, high school parents, it's a car. So wish you all luck with if you haven't read that small print before. As far as our process tonight, as each student's name is called, we're going to ask that you stand up. So when we call your name, one person will stand up. We're going to say a lot of really nice things about you, and we're going to rotate 3 at a time. So our board president will read the first 3 recipients, followed by our vice president, and then I will read the final 3. After all 9 have been read, we'll have an opportunity for everyone to come up behind the Board of Education. You'll receive your plaque, and we'll take a lot of pictures, and you could take a lot of pictures too. Does everyone sound like a plan? Okay. All right, thank you all for being here, and we're going to get this started. It's my pleasure to introduce our board president, Jeff Casey.
Thank you. First recipient tonight is John Dean, grade 12 from Sutherland High School. nominated by Mrs. Schmidt. I am honored to nominate John Dean for Pittsford Pride for his outstanding contribution to school spirit and community through his volunteer service as the night mascot during our Jeff Road Welcome Back picnic. John went above and beyond in this role, bringing energy, enthusiasm, and a genuine commitment to bringing joy to younger students. He transformed the event into something truly memorable. John, as the knight, not only entertained the children, but fostered a sense of excitement and excitement and pride across the school community. What stood out the most was John's willingness to step forward and embrace the mascot role, which embodied the values of service and school pride. John exemplifies the spirit of this award, and I cannot think of a more deserving recipient. Below are some of the PTSA emails I received. When John walked onto the blacktop, the reaction from the kids was audible. I saw him crouch down to interact with our littlest guests and give countless high fives to older kids. His presence really added an extra air of joy to our event, and I can't thank him enough. I wanted to reach out and thank you. We had a wonderful welcome back picnic this past Thursday. The mascot was a huge hit. Thank you again for all your support. We are hoping to have the mascot join us at our end-of-year family night in May, as well as next year's welcome back picnic. Your services are in high demand, John. John's dedication was evident in every moment he spent in costume, despite the heat and physical demands of the role. He never broke character, ensuring that every child felt seen and celebrated. His interactions were thoughtful and inclusive, making sure that even the shyest students felt comfortable in approaching him. Teachers and staff commented on how the mascot's presence elevated the atmosphere and helped set a positive tone for the school year. John's commitment extended beyond the event itself. His participation and initiative were invaluable and provided an experience that our students will remember for years to come. John has a familiar presence at Sutherland High School in that he is always kind, thoughtful, and encouraging to others, and models what it means to be a Sutherland Knight. Thank you, John, for making a difference in our community. Congratulations, John. Now, our next recipient is Spriha Dakal, grade 5, Menden Center Elementary, nominated by Miss Weeks, Mrs. Stewart, and Mrs. Sargent. It is our pleasure to nominate Spriha, a dedicated 5th grader, for the Pittsford Pride Award. She is an outstanding student who embodies the core values and principles we strive to install in our students in Pittsford schools, instill in our students in Pittsford schools. She is welcoming, caring, compassionate, inclusive, and finds joy in all she does during the school day and in activities beyond the classroom. During the school day, Spriha stands out as a role model and leader among her peers. She's always willing to work with any of her classmates and warmly welcomes them when doing so. Her positive attitude and willingness to help others makes Spriha a valued member of our school community. As a member of the Safety Patrol, Spriha takes her responsibilities seriously, ensuring safety and well-being for her fellow students with maturity and dedication. She is also an active participant in student council, where she represents her classmates thoughtfully and works collaboratively to make our school a better place. Spriha can be found helping around the school in a variety of ways. She is quick to offer assistance to teachers and classmates alike, and she is especially patient and kind with younger students. Her inclusive nature and willingness to lend a hand make her a trusted friend and a positive influence in our school. Beyond the school day, Spriha is a talented gymnast, demonstrating perseverance, discipline, and teamwork in her training and competitions. She's also a creative and enthusiastic participant in Odyssey of the Mind, where she collaborates with her team to solve complex problems and present innovative solutions. Spriha's commitment to her activities outside of school reflects her strong work ethic and her desire to grow as both a leader and a learner. Spriha's joy for learning and her natural tendency to care for others truly stands out. She approaches each day with optimism, caring, and kindness. We are so proud to have Spriha as part of our MCE school community and know she will continue to represent the values of Pittsford schools for years to come. Congratulations. Our third recipient is Aaliyah Engel, grade 5, Allen Creek Elementary. Oh, there you are. We are writing to, Leah was nominated by Katie Milne, Elise Cushman, Maddie Ennis, and Lindsay Onifrey. To whom it may concern, we are writing to wholeheartedly recommend Aaliyah Engel for Pittsford Pride. As her current 5th grade teachers, we have the pleasure of witnessing Aaliyah's remarkable growth and development as a student at Allen Creek Elementary. From the very first day of class, Aaliyah has consistently shown a positive attitude that not only brightens our classroom and environment, but also inspires her peers. Her incredible work ethic is evident in everything she undertakes. She approaches each task with dedication and diligence, setting a standard for her classmates. In addition, Aaliyah is well-liked and respected among her peers. Her ability to connect with others is a testament to her strong interpersonal skills. She was elected as a representative in the Student Council, where she has showcased her bravery and willingness to advocate for herself and her classmates. In this role, she has fearlessly taken risks, championing initiatives that reflect the needs and desires of her fellow students. Aaliyah is not only a leader, but also a compassionate listener. She works well with all students, fostering an inclusive environment where everyone feels valued and heard. Her willingness to ask questions and seek clarifications proves her commitment to her own learning and her desire to help others. Even when new concepts seem difficult or out of reach, she never gives up. Aaliyah shows perseverance and grit. Outside of school, Aaliyah participates in a variety of creative and engaging activities. She is a dedicated member of the Odyssey of the Mind Club, where she works collaboratively with teammates to solve complex problems through innovative thinking and teamwork. In addition, Aaliyah participates in chorus at Allen Creek Elementary School. Beyond school clubs, Aaliyah is also an Irish dancer. These activities allow Aaliyah to express creativity, build confidence, and strengthen both teamwork and performance skills. It is without reservation that we endorse Aaliyah for Pittsford Pride. We are confident that she will continue to bring her positive energy, work ethic, and leadership qualities in all future endeavors, making a meaningful impact on her community. Congratulations. And next, we'll have Vice President Sarah Pelucio come up for the next 3 recipients.
I'm not that tall. Thank you, Jeff. Up next, I have Lorenzo Geminani Vega. Hi, Lorenzo. Lorenzo is a 12th grader at Minden High School, and he's been nominated by Mr. Tripp, Ms. Race, Ms. Moses, and Ms. Lynch. Ms. Lynch said, at Minden High School, we encourage students to do their best, be their best, and make a difference in the lives of others. Lorenzo is a student who creates opportunities for all of our students to be included. An inclusive culture is about creating an environment where every individual feels valued, respected, and empowered, regardless of their background, identity, or differences. Lorenzo exemplifies this consistently and makes sure that no one is left behind. From Mr. Tripp, Lorenzo is an outstanding role model that provides encouragement, guidance, and is always helping students to strive to achieve their goals. Having role models like Lorenzo at Minden who support students facing challenges and barriers in their lives is priceless. Lorenzo makes a huge difference in many students' lives, providing them with the inspiration and guidance they need to achieve their full potential. This summer, Lorenzo spent time at our extended school year program helping students with learning activities, games, and swimming. We are so thankful to have Lorenzo at Minden. Ms. Race said, Lorenzo consistently demonstrates what it truly means to be an inclusive, compassionate, and genuine member of the MHS community. His actions go far beyond doing what is right. They reflect his deep belief that every person, regardless of ability, deserves to belong and be valued. Whether through his involvement in unified sports, best buddies, or school events like prom and homecoming, he has gone out of his way to create meaningful, lasting memories for students in our district-based classrooms. His kindness, leadership, and unwavering commitment to inclusion exemplify what it means to be Pittsford strong. From Ms. Moses, Lorenzo embodies what it means to lead with heart, integrity, and inclusion. Whether at social events or in everyday interactions, he promotes and encourages inclusive participation, always ensuring that every student has a place to belong. Lorenzo goes above and beyond to include all students, consistently prioritizing others. His positivity and sense of structure help foster respectful, meaningful connections among peers, making him a true role model for inclusive leadership. Mendon High School is pleased to recognize Lorenzo as our Pittsford Pride recipient. Congratulations. Up next, I have Jordan Narvaez. All right. Hi, Jordan. Jordan is a sixth grader at Barker Road Middle School, and he was nominated by Mrs. Dolan. Jordan is a true role model of our Barker Road core principles. Every day he demonstrates kindness, respect, responsibility, and empathy in a way that reflects a level of maturity far beyond his years. His actions show that these values are not just words on a poster to him, but habits he lives by every single day. The first time Jordan's character truly stood out to me was early in the school year during a class discussion when I asked students to share something that they had done in the past 24 hours to help another person. Without hesitation, Jordan responded that he had moved his lunch seat to sit with another student who had arrived late due to a medical need. When that student found that all the seats at the table with friends were taken, Jordan immediately stood up, left his group, and joined him so he would not have to eat alone. It was a simple act, but it spoke volumes about who Jordan is. Helping others comes naturally to him. He doesn't need a reminder or a prompt. Jordan's instinct is always to notice and act. Whether it's in the hallway holding a door, on the football field encouraging a teammate, or in the classroom helping a peer who's struggling to find a page, complete a note, or understand a math problem, Jordan's thoughtfulness is constant and genuine. He leads by quiet example, showing that real leadership is not about recognition or attention, but about lifting others up. Jordan helps create a classroom culture of teamwork, respect, and encouragement. It's not unusual to see students giving each other high fives or offering help because Jordan has modeled that behavior so consistently. Jordan also shows incredible empathy and acceptance. He recognizes and values others' differences, treating every student with kindness and respect. Because of this, he helps create an environment where everyone feels safe, included, and valued. His presence in the classroom transforms it into a place where all students feel that they belong and can succeed together. Jordan lives out our Barker Road core principles in every setting, whether in the classroom, hallways, cafeteria, or on the field. His compassion, integrity, and quiet leadership make a lasting impact on both his peers and his teachers. Barker Road is truly lucky to have Jordan as part of our school community. Congratulations. Up next, Isla Pritchard, fifth grader at Thornell Road. There's Isla. Hi, Isla. See you there. Isla has been nominated by Mrs. Farrington. At Thornell Road School, we live the Thornell Road way by pursuing excellence in learning and character. We celebrate and honor each other, and few students embody these values as fully as Isla Pritchard. Isla is a positive, impactful leader whose influence reaches every corner of TRE. As president of our student council, she has taken on responsibilities with enthusiasm and grace, planning fundraising events, organizing spirit days, and helping make open house evenings welcoming and memorable. Her leadership is not limited to her work as president. Isla shines in the classroom as well. She is the first to volunteer when a friend needs help, and she goes out of her way to guide younger students with patience and kindness. Her fearless energy and willingness to try new things make her a role model for resilience and growth. What truly sets Isla apart is her contagious positivity. She has a natural ability to lift the spirits of those around her, creating an environment where everyone feels valued and supported. Even when faced with challenges or when tasks don't come easily, Isla demonstrates remarkable resistance. She approaches confusion or setbacks with determination and optimism, modeling perseverance for her peers and proving that effort and attitude make all the difference. Beyond her leadership, Isla is a creative force. She is an inspiring storyteller who loves reading and writing imaginative tales both inside and outside the classroom. Her creativity extends to the stage where she thrives in local theater productions. Some of her favorite roles include the whimsical Cat in the Hat and Charlie from the Chocolate Factory, of course. To top it off, she is also an extremely successful lacrosse player for Pittsford schools. Isla's ability to balance academics, leadership, artistic, and athletic pursuits speaks volumes about her dedication and character. Congratulations, Isla. Watching you grow into a strong, compassionate, and kind leader has been a privilege, and you are a wonderful representative of TRE. Congratulations, Isla. And I'd like to invite our superintendent back up to read our last 3 recipients.
Good evening again. I have the pleasure of reading the nomination for Ben Sheehan, grade 8, Calkins Road Middle School. Ben, you were nominated by, I think, everyone at Calkins Road. The blue team teachers, the green team teachers, Ms. Sullivan, and many more. It is with great enthusiasm that we nominate Ben for the Pittsford Pride Award. Ben is an exceptional 8th grade student on the blue team who exemplifies kindness, leadership, scholarship, and community spirit. His teachers and counselor agree that Ben represents the very best of what it means to be a Pittsford student. Ben makes every space better simply by being in it. He treats all peers with respect, whether they are close friends or students he has just met. His kindness is evident in the way he greets others, cares for his classmates, and supports every group he is a part of. He's thoughtful, he's generous, and mature beyond his years. Ben's leadership extends beyond the classroom. On the cross-country team, he works hard, often running extra distance, and cheers not only his teammates, but also runners from competing schools. He understands that leadership is not about being the best, but about uplifting others. A powerful example of Ben's character occurred this past summer when he learned of an elderly Pittsford resident who needed help with her yard. Ben rearranged his plans and spent the morning assisting her with patience and care. He asked thoughtful questions, recognized how much pride she took in her home, and ensured their work met her expectations. In a world where many people are focused on themselves, Ben chose to focus on someone else. Ben's intellectual curiosity matches his compassion. He's an avid reader and an engaged learner who contributes meaningfully to discussions. His teachers describe him as a wise, funny, responsible, and humble person. He supports classmates without overshadowing them, pairing intelligence with a positive sense of humor. A true reflection of Ben's character can be seen in a project from last year. During lunch periods, he folded 1,000 paper cranes with a friend as a wish for peace. The patience, perseverance, and heart required for such a task speaks volumes about who he is. Ben embodies every aspect of the Pittsford Pride Award: kindness, generosity, engagement, and leadership by example. We are incredibly proud of the young man he is and confident he will continue to make a positive impact. We strongly and wholeheartedly recommend Ben for the Pittsford Pride Award. Congratulations, Ben. Next, it's my pleasure to introduce Gurbaj Singh, grade 5, Park Road Elementary. You were nominated by a lot of people, too, just so you know. Mrs. Payno, Mrs. Kirkeby, Mrs. Scheidt, Ms. Rojas, Mrs. Rasmussen, a ton. Amazing. It is our absolute pleasure to nominate Gurbaj for the Pittsford Pride Award. For the past 6 years, we have had the pleasure of seeing him grow and develop into a respectful, kind, and compassionate young man. He is a role model who exemplifies good citizenship in everything he does. In the classroom, he is attentive, intuitive, and a consistent participant. He is a delight to work with, and he always gives 100% in everything he does. He consistently demonstrates kindness and thoughtfulness towards his peers, creating a positive and supportive classroom environment. His willingness to help others and his respectful attitude make him a standout student. He is a 5th grade safety who performs his duties with precision and attention to detail. He participates in swimming and math club, always working to improve his skills and to better himself. In addition to his character, he actively participates in class discussions and activities. We can always count on him to volunteer a great idea or thought on a subject during group conversations. He approaches learning with enthusiasm and curiosity, contributing ideas that enrich our classroom community. His engagement and collaborative spirit reflect both leadership and a genuine love of learning. Garbage is always focused during instruction and participates in class discussions, as well as works really well with his classmates. He is respectful, he is kind to all, never missing an opportunity to thank someone, uses his manners to show appreciation for even the smallest acts. He is just as great in special areas in unstructured times. He's respectful to both the teachers and his peers. He plays hard and keeps the value of winning and losing in check, valuing enjoyment and inclusion over winning. He is open to all perspectives and willing to engage in respectful and productive dialogues. We are so proud of Garbage for everything he stands for and exudes on a daily basis. He's a great role model for both teachers and students alike. We can't think of a more deserving student. Congratulations. Could you imagine what the world would be like if they were all these kids? I mean, holy cow. This is such a great night. I'm so proud of all of you. Reading these words is really remarkable. So I just have to echo again to the parents and friends and family members that are here. Thank you for raising such great kids. Next is grade 2, Jeff Road Elementary. Owen Vuitnat. Owen? Oh, there you are, Owen. Hi. Do you want to come up so people can see you? Sure. Come on up here. Here, why don't you stand right up here? Here, you stand right up here so everyone can see you. I just have to have you sign this in case you fall. Okay, you ready? Okay. You were nominated by Mrs. Walsh and Mrs. Scarazzo. Do you know them?
Yeah.
Okay. Owen lives our Jefferson Road motto, which is be your best, do your best, and make a difference in the lives of others. Owen has a positive mindset, a hardworking attitude, and is truly an interdependent thinker. That's a big word. Owen comes to school each day with a smile and a positive attitude. He loves school so much that he even tells his teachers on Fridays that he is bummed it's the weekend because he will miss school. Owen engages with lessons enthusiastically, always participating fully and enjoying the experience. Owen is also open-minded, carefully listening to his partner during a turn and talk and learning from them as well. Owen is a hard worker. He loves to learn and puts his best effort into everything he does at Jeff Road. Owen never gives up on a task, even when it's difficult. He takes ownership of his work, understanding that some things come easily and sometimes it takes a little bit more to help learn. And that's okay. He always tries his best to implement strategies taught by his teachers and is a reflective learner, and he always knows his strengths and what he is working on to better himself. Owen is a team player. He is always the first to offer a helping hand to a friend or adult. If he notices a neighbor cannot find their notebook, he will take it upon himself to help. If he was chosen for a fun activity, he will defer to someone who hasn't had a turn yet. If a friend loses their marker, Owen happily offers his for them to borrow. This month we worked on thinking interdependently at our school, and Owen really exemplified this habit. Owen finds joy in every day and spreads that joy with a friendly greeting, smile, or hug, usually 15 of them. Owen makes a difference in our lives daily. His student skills, group mindset, and optimism are contagious, and he makes our school a better place. We are so lucky to learn alongside Owen at Jeff Road Elementary School. Congratulations, Owen. Let me help you. So at this point, if we can have all 9 of our recipients stand up, and you're going to walk over and get your plaque and your letter. So the letter that everyone wrote is also laminated for you to take home. And we're going to find a place behind the Board of Education, and we're going to take a bunch of pictures. And let's give them all a round of applause again, please.
All right, welcome back. Thank you. And now we'd like to, continuation from the prior meeting, we'd like to ask Barb Shapiro to please come forward to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm going to be very brief. Thank you for letting me have this moment. I apologize to the board that I wasn't able to be here in person for the October Board of Education Appreciation Night. However, I think every day should be Board of Education Appreciation Day, so I'm here tonight to say thank you on behalf of the over 800 very proud retirees of the Pittsford Central School District. We had wonderful careers here, and we're still here. We wanted to just present you with a little token of our appreciation for all that you do for the whole school district and the challenges that you face every day in volunteer roles. And more specifically, we'd just like to thank you on behalf of the retirees. We were very well, the collaborative effort in the district and the feeling that we still have, even though we are no longer active employees in the district, is extremely important to us, and we want to let you know how much we appreciate that, and to also let you know that we're always here, and if there's anything we can ever do to support you, we're here. And that, I'm going to cut it short because I know you have a very long meeting tonight, but thank you, thank you, thank you on behalf of the retirees.
Thank you. Thank you, Barb, for your kind comments and for your leadership, and please pass along our thanks to all your members for everything they've contributed to the district. Thank you. Next on the agenda, we'd like to welcome Amy Thomas from Monroe County School Boards Association to the podium, please.
Thank you, Jeff, for the introduction. In case anyone doesn't know in this room, this is the last meeting of Superintendent Pirro. And in true Mike Pirro fashion, he was not going to let Monroe County School Boards Association have their last moment to say goodbye, so I had to come here tonight. But it's my honor to take a moment to recognize someone who would absolutely prefer that I don't, which is exactly what makes him so special. Mike Pirro has spent his career dedicating his time, talent, and heart to serving students, staff, and the broader community. His impact has reached thousands of lives, not through fanfare or recognition, but through quiet leadership, humility, and an unwavering commitment to doing what's best for kids. Those of us who have had the privilege of working alongside Mike know that he's the first to shine the spotlight on others, as he did tonight, and the last to step into that spotlight himself. He's been a generous resource to the Monroe County School Boards Association, one of our trusted administrative leaders who continually gave his time to help educate and strengthen our 195 members. We traditionally celebrate retirements at our annual gathering, but in true Mike Pirro fashion, I have a feeling he timed his departure to gracefully sidestep that attention. Still, we can't let him go without saying this. Mike, you're one of the most respected and selfless leaders in the greater Rochester community, a steadfast advocate for students and staff, a devoted friend, father and husband, and for me personally, both a colleague and a lifeline when needed. You're truly one in a million, and you'll be deeply missed. Thank you, Mike, for everything you've given and for leading with such integrity, heart, and humility. And you have to wear this every day in retirement.
Thank you, Amy. And next we have Dr. Lindsay Ali, principal from Park Road Elementary School.
Thank you. All right. Thank you all for having me and for coming to Park Road last week for a tour and for breakfast. It was great to have you there. Park Road is off to a really great start so far this school year. Despite some big changes that we've had to figure out how to work through, we've focused this year on using good habits in all that we do. So all around the school, you'll see that we are talking about habits and how we work really hard to practice good habits and to have good habits when we're working, when we're playing, when we're eating lunch, and all that we're doing. Last year, members of our SEL committee did a collegial circle on the book Learning and Leading with the Habits of Mind. We really felt that all of their ideas just aligned so greatly with our core values here in Pittsford, and so we wanted to dig deeper into what that can look like in our school and in our classrooms every day. There are 16 habits of mind identified, which are just listed as essential characteristics for success that we thought we could start implementing in our classrooms and talking to students about just in their daily activities. So instead of our themes of the month, which we've had and you guys are aware of, we have focused now on a habit of the month. We shifted this year to talking about just 5 habits throughout the whole school year. So we're going to do 1 habit a month, and then we're going to repeat those habits because repeated exposure is important. And in order to have habits become part of who we are, you have to practice, practice, practice. So we've identified 5 habits to focus on. Our first habit was listening with understanding and empathy. Our second habit was persisting. We're now thinking flexibly this month. We'll be managing our impulsivity and then thinking about our thinking. So we've always had student shout outs with our themes of the month and talked about what these characteristics look like. And so new this year, because habits are something we're all working on and we can all practice every day, we have students also shout out staff members that are demonstrating these habits that we're working on. You'll see here some cute ones. Not only do they get to recognize staff that are practicing their habits, but they have to say why. And so some of the descriptions are really sweet, like Mrs. Newfer persists with students who are worried or sad. And Miss Ingram persists in teaching all 26 of her students in the classroom and has patience with them and never gets flustered or upset were some of the descriptions. So it's really, really cool to see how students take in that information and see it in the adults that they're working with every day. I have Jackie Madden here with me. Jackie is a member of our SEL committee, and I just wanted her to share a little bit from a teacher's perspective on how we're incorporating habits into our classrooms.
Yeah, hi, thank you for having me. So yeah, I teach 4th grade at Park Road, and I've been really passionate about being a part of our SEL committee. We are really working with the learning habits, and Lindsay's been our leader in doing our book study and being able to refine this practice every year. So this year we've included a lot of new things like the student and staff shout-outs, but also we've been doing monthly newsletters where we send home to families how they can support the habits that we're practicing in the school at home. I know Jeff's daughter is in my room, so he can speak to that, getting the newsletter, but it's something that's active and being spoken throughout all of the day in our classrooms. Students read books that are connected to the habits, and we talk about what it looks like. We also use morning meeting and community circles time to talk about the learning habits. And it's transferring to all parts of their day, whether they're in library, whether they're at recess and lunch. For example, we did just start thinking flexibly this in November. It's only the 4th day, but after library today, one of my students came in and they said, I really want to nominate this student for thinking flexibly because we were having to code robots and it was really hard and we were all getting really frustrated, but they were being a problem solver and they were really thinking flexibly about it. And so the kids are really picking up on this language and they're recognizing each other, and we've really seen as a committee that when students have these skills, they really can do anything. So we're really excited to continue this at Park Road.
So along with new habits, we have a lot of new staff and students that we're welcoming to our Park Road community. And we have so far responded with wonderment and awe at all of the skills that our new staff members have brought to us in just this short amount of time already. We are very excited to have 3 sections of kindergarten again, because last year we were down to 2. And our littlest learners have really jumped right in just September and October to understand the routines and expectations and to already start using some of our habits in all that they do as well. They do a lot of circle time and a lot of talking about how do we listen with understanding and empathy. So we've spent the first part of this year just really getting to know each other, because that fosters our supportive environment for all, and working collaboratively. So getting to know each other for staff looked like some different things at our superintendent's conference day. We buddied up based on random partnerships and just got to know each other a little bit better. We asked each other about ourselves and found 3 things we have in common with each other. And then we had to use different media to create a symbol that represented something we had in common. So we're taking time to really work interdependently and to be creative and think flexibly and getting to know each other as a staff. And our students were doing the same at the beginning of this school year, really taking some risks with sharing their likes and their dislikes, sharing some of the traditions that they have in their families with each other, and some of the things they've done over the summer. So we've taken a lot of time to really foster that inclusive environment by just learning more about each other. A new thing that we've tackled this year is our universal free breakfast and lunch. And so we have definitely had to really have everybody pitch in and help to figure this out. We've learned something new every time that we have gone through another week of serving breakfast. We started with just 50 students taking breakfast in the morning, and now we average about 130. We serve on average 215 lunches, which is over half of our student population. And on pizza day, that's more like 350. So we really have worked collaboratively and persisted through figuring out the most efficient way to get students fed. We have kindergarten and first graders. This picture back here is that we actually have set up a cart in the hallway so that our K-1 students don't have to figure out that long cafeteria line in the mornings. So we serve them breakfast really quickly. They take it back to their rooms and they eat in their classrooms, but everyone has pitched in. Our cafeteria staff have worked tirelessly, and it's really amazing to just see how many students are taking advantage of it. It's actually been really great for everybody. Along with that, we have a new math curriculum, Amplify, which has forced some of our teachers to think flexibly, but really has gotten students engaged in a lot of questioning and posing problems. Amplify really thrives on having student-led discussions. Students work in small groups. They turn and talk. They talk about what they notice and wonder about things in math. And it's just been a really neat shift to math in just seeing students really lead a lot of what they think, how they think they can solve a problem, sharing some of the strategies they've used with each other, and then trying different strategies, and just having a lot of time where they talk and work with each other. So while we are still learning, it's been forcing us to just kind of try different things, to let students lead the way sometimes, and to have students really work together in respectful conversations and discussion and thinking about their thinking, which has been a really neat thing to see in our math classes. It wouldn't be an elementary school if we weren't starting off the year having a lot of fun. We have been spending a lot of time, again, getting to know each other, celebrating each other, working on our habits and celebrating students that are demonstrating that habits. And that started, thank you to the PTSA, with an amazing fun run to kick off our school year. The fun runs are so great because you don't have to run, and everybody goes outside and is involved. And even if you're not running, you're cheering people on, and you're just having a great time. And I know that our PTSA took a lot on to make that a successful event. It was very successful. Everybody loves it. So just a huge thank you to them for our fun run, which was also a great fundraiser for the school. And for all the other events that they put on in our building, for everything from the Welcome Back Night, which is just a great time for families to come together, for students to get back into being at school and seeing their friends and touching base about their summer, and for staff to be around and welcoming everybody back to the building. We also had a fall festival just recently that was really fun, and our PTSA just really goes above and beyond to bring students together outside of school. So we're very thankful for their collaboration on that. So, as I said, we've been off to a great start, despite a lot of change. One last change is just that starting next week, Ms. Jeffries will be the principal at Park Road Elementary School. So I just want to take this time to say that, to thank the board and Superintendent Pirro and all of you for giving me this opportunity to lead such an amazing school. The building is filled with really passionate and amazing teachers and students who want to learn and try their best, and families who are endlessly supporting anything we need for their students to have a great experience. It's truly been a highlight of my career, and while I didn't think that my time as principal would end so quickly, I'm excited to work for the district in a different capacity, but will certainly hold Park Road close to my heart. So thank you all for having me here tonight. Have a great night.
Thank you, Lindsay and Jackie. It was great to connect with the staff and see all the students work around the building. We all really enjoyed that time. Are there any questions around the board table for Lindsay while she's here? No? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Next, may I have a motion for approval of the minutes from our October 14th, 2025 meeting? Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Sarah. Any questions? Hearing none. All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Board of Education report for Monroe County School Boards Association. Next board leadership meeting will be on November 12th. Executive committee meeting is December 3rd. Information exchange is November 12th. District Operations Committee is November 19th. Legislative Committee was today at noon. Tomorrow at noon, sorry. I did. November 5th at noon. Steering Committee is tomorrow at 4:30. Do we have any reports from any members for any of the committees they sit on? That'd be great. Thank you, Emily.
Sure. I was able to listen to Jeff Kimmer's presentation on digital and data security. It was a lot of things he had learned here and things he had implemented here at Pittsford because he was our chief information officer for so many years. So from our perspective, it was sort of less of thinking of things that we might want to implement and more knowing what we have and knowing what it does for us. But I think it also speaks to Robin's point from the last board meeting, which is we're so lucky to have such incredible personnel here at Pittsford that they're who our county looks to as the experts in their area. So.
Thank you, Emily. Next, we'd like to hear from our student board members here, what's going on at Sutherland High School and Mendon High School.
Hi, everyone. At Sutherland, there's not too much to report since last meeting, but I don't know if everyone knows, but last Friday was Halloween, and there were lots of creative costumes and a lot of people dressed up, and there was really great enthusiasm. And I'd say, like, compared to last year, there were a lot more people participating. One thing Sutherland does is on the second floor, kind of outside our library, we have a Halloween cam. So it's like a camera that just is kind of rolling all day, and people can just go up in front of it and show off their costumes. And then we see it on this Friday's nightly news segment. So we just get to see everyone's costumes that maybe we didn't see in person, but it's just on all day. And then we also have a costume contest, so people can do individual costumes and group costumes and win prizes for that. And then I think the winners will also be revealed this Friday. In terms of sports, sectionals was this past weekend, so lots of people were at games, and there were lots of losses, but also lots of wins. And one thing I will say is that there's a lot of attendance for sports, like all sports games, especially the girls' soccer and girls' volleyball, which is really great to see because I think lots of people gravitate towards the boys' football and boys' soccer games, but it's nice to see the girls' sports teams getting a lot of attention too. And they're all doing a really good job with like advertising. So either on Instagram, like the team's pages, or dressing up for Sykes and just letting everyone know that they have a game. And lots of teachers are also attending the game, so we get to hear it throughout the day. Like people will congratulate students, and it's really sweet. Also, we're nearing the end of the quarter, so there's lots of stress around that. And then also this past Saturday was a lot of applications for college apps, or deadlines for college apps. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Over at Mendon, it's pretty much similar to Sutherland, but we also had our Halloween costume contest on Friday. We also have our pumpkin scavenger hunt, so that was really fun, except student council did a really good job about hiding the pumpkins in really hard to find spots this year. So we didn't find all of them, but it's okay. You know, we tried. We tried to find as many as we could. I think that's just, you know, it's to put in a little more effort from the entire student body to kind of find those pumpkins. We're nearing the end of the sports season, so we've also been seeing a lot of psychs at our school. I think it's a great way of showcasing, I mean, especially the more absurd ones are really fun to see. Also, a lot of the teachers over at Mendon do make a point of mentioning, like, at the beginning of every class, they'll be like, oh, you know, what's going on this week? Or at the beginning of the week, they'll be like, what's going on? Who has a game? And they'll ask the class, and they'll kind of make it into an announcement. Or if they know of any games that are going on that day before class starts, they'll do a quick announcement. Especially Mr. Welsher, my AP Psych teacher, is really good about that. He always mentions it. And Miss Stocks, my calc teacher, is also really good about it. She sends out like a Teams message about, you know, what's going on around the school. We're nearing the end of the marking period, which is, you know, quite stressful for a lot of students. I think it's tomorrow. But what has been really nice, actually, is that Infinite Campus is available to see your missing assignments. I don't think that was a thing in the past. It was, like, completely shut down in the past. I don't know if the board did that or if that was the schools. I don't know if Sutherland has that, but... That was us too. Oh, perfect. Great. It was really nice because I did really appreciate that being able to see the late assignments is really nice, especially, like, I understand not being able to see the grades, but at least seeing the late assignments and knowing what you need and what you have to do is really helpful for a lot of students. And I've heard a lot of people talk about that as well and how it's, you know, really helpful. Oh, also, we had a Halloween concert that a lot of the elementary schools came to. I think they sent out like little flyers to all the elementary schools down at Mendon, and it was the day before Halloween, but they had a little trick-or-treat after the concert, and it was all the audition groups, so the audition chorus, audition band, and audition orchestra all came together, did a spooky music, you know, had a lot of fun, had like a lot of treats afterwards. But yeah, that's kind of it for Mendon. Thank you.
Great. Thank you both for continuing to bring us very informative updates at both schools. You're both doing a great job. I'll open up the table if anybody has any questions for student members and their reports. Okay, it doesn't look like it. So as always, you're more than welcome to stay with us for the entire meeting, but we also understand you have a ton going on as students. So if you need to step away, we completely understand that as well. Thank you both very much. Dates to remember, schools will be closed for Veterans Day on November 11th. Their board visit at district office will be on November 13th. For November 26th to 28th, schools are closed for Thanksgiving recess. On December 4th, there's a board tour and visit at Mendon High School. And on December 9th is our next regularly scheduled board meeting. And next on the agenda is our financial report with Mr. Heisler.
Good evening. My stuff's not nearly as exciting as all that. The boring stuff. For your consideration, the first item tonight is the acceptance of the treasurer's report for September 30th, 2025. No unusual activity. Pretty standard.
Thank you. You've all had a chance to review the treasurer's report in your board packet. May I have a motion to approve the treasurer's report for September 30th, 2025? Thank you, Renee. Kim? Dave? Any questions or comments? Hearing none. All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you.
Number 2 for your consideration is the first quarter extra classroom activities report. Again, nothing unusual.
May I have a motion to approve the first quarter extra classroom activities report? Thank you, Emily. Sarah? Any questions or comments? Hearing none. All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you.
Number 3 for your consideration is a list of all change orders for the capital construction project that has happened since last board meeting.
Okay. May I have a motion for the resolution to approve the resolution approving capital construction project change orders? Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Robin. Any questions or comments? Hearing none. All in favor? Motion carries.
Fourth item is a bid award that, for your consideration on the consent agenda, a little later in the agenda, for trash and recycling removal services.
Thank you. This is a discussion of the 2025 summer work report.
Yes. In your packets, this is for informational purposes. This is more of a informational for the work that's been done by our facilities team over the summer. When the students aren't around, that's their opportunity to be able to get into certain instructional areas and get a lot of the maintenance stuff done and ready for the new school year. So that's for your discussion. And
Thank you. Do you have any questions or comments on the 2025 summer work report? Okay. Hearing none, the human resource report with Mr. Clark.
Thank you and good evening. First for your consideration is the professional staff report. We have one administrator change in title name only, 2 school-related professional appointments, 1 school-related professional appointment effective date correction, 2 building substitute appointments, 1 certificated staff resignation for retirement. We have revised winter coaching salaries and per diem substitute appointments.
All right, thank you. May I have a motion to approve the professional staff report? Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Sarah. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor? Motion carries.
Thanks. Next for your consideration is the support staff report. We have 1 clerical appointment, 2 clerical resignations, 2 transportation appointments, 1 transportation resignation, 1 custodial maintenance appointment. We have 6 food service appointments, 1 food service resignation, and 1 food service worker termination.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the support staff report? Thank you, Dave. Emily? Any questions or comments? Hearing none. All in favor? Motion carries.
Thank you.
And next is student services report with Mrs. Kataya.
Good evening. We have the 2025-26 District Code of Conduct update that we reviewed at the last meeting on the consent agenda for your approval.
Thank you. And next on the agenda is curriculum report with Ms. Clayton.
Good evening. I just wanted, I know you have this in your packet, but I wanted to take a few minutes to update the board around our student performance with our Regents exams, our AP exams, SATs, ACTs, and show you how we did. So our overall performance levels we continue to be performing very well. We have a high percentage of students that are proficient on our Regents exams. You can see the numbers there. I do want to highlight we had 3 new exams this year: geometry, earth and space science, and life science biology. So those were all new exams for us. And you'll see when we get to those slides, particularly earth and space science was a very challenging exam. What the state had given us in terms of preparation, the exam looked very differently, yet our students still performed very well. So a lot to be proud of there. Also highlighted are our mastery rates, so our students that are a level 5, which is the highest you can receive, or a scaled score of 85 or higher on exams that are still scored with a percentage versus a performance level. This table really outlines for you each of the Regents exams along with the proficiency and mastery rates. You'll see that we made a shift from Common Core Algebra 1 to just Algebra 1. That was a new exam, or a new exam for us in 2024, and all of our students shifted to taking that exam this past school year with a 92% passing rate. Geometry was a new exam for us, so no longer Common Core geometry, but the geometry exam, 94% proficiency. Earth and Space, we had 90% proficiency with 421 students taking that exam, and our new biology exam, 97% proficiency with 445 students taking that exam. We also have a lot of middle school students taking Regents exams, particularly Algebra 1 and Earth and Space. We had 233 students take the Algebra 1 exam, and 100% of those students were proficient, with 91% of them at mastery. And another noteworthy number, 224 students took the Earth and Space exam, 100% were proficient and 67% at mastery, and that was that rigorous new exam. It was very long, a lot of literacy skills embedded. There was a lot of environmental science on the exam. Many districts in New York State teach biology before earth science, so it was interesting to kind of see across the state how the content, how students handled the content in various sequences, but our kids did well despite that, because our kids are awesome. So are our teachers. Just county comparisons, you can see we continue to do very well with our proficiency and mastery across the county. We're the darker bars. A lot to be proud of here. So there were only 4 districts that took this new exam. And as you can see, we did very well comparatively across the county. There was a lot of conversation at the ASI table about the rigor of this exam and the information that was shared by the state, the information that actually showed up on the exam, and how students were handling that. Our new life science exam, again, there were only 4 districts that took that. We did extremely well. Chemistry. Physics, we have a very low number of students taking our physics exam. We only had 61 students taking the physics exam this year. But the good news is we have a high number of students taking a 4th year of science, whether it's college physics, AP, environmental science, or AP biology, oceanography, any number of things. So we have a myriad of science offerings that our seniors are taking us up on, even though there's a lower number of students in Regents physics. Our U.S. history and government. AP exams, I have to give a shout out to our high schools, building leaders particularly. To manage 29 different AP exams is no easy feat, and they all went electronic this year. So there were, different challenges with that: power sources, Wi-Fi, access points, kids being able to access the exam. So there were 2,357 exams given. And what that also doesn't illustrate is the number of students that may have special accommodations for testing that involve separate locations, separate adults. It's a big, complex puzzle to schedule all of these exams, and our high schools just handled it so beautifully. 941 students took APs, and of those, 91% scored proficient at a 3 or above. So you can see our 3-year trend. Our number of kids taking APs continues to increase. Here's a list of all 29 for your viewing pleasure. Maybe after the meeting, you can check that out. I don't expect you to be able to read that. I just wanted to kind of show you the magnitude of all that our schools were planning for and coordinating. So ACTs and SATs I'm going to share next. ASCD, the Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development, put out a brief in late October that showed how 90% of our colleges nationally are not requiring SATs or ACTs for acceptance. That's what's expected for fall 2026. And with that, we're seeing a decline across the country in the number of students taking ACTs and SATs, and also in the scores. And that was a trend that was starting pre-pandemic, and it has just continued since. just wanted you to have that as a backdrop. We had 118 students take the ACT this year, and you can see that they still performed very well. When you look at how we perform on the ACT in the state and nationally, we continue to do extremely well. And then for the SAT, we had 371 students take the SAT, far more of them take SAT than ACT. They continue to perform well. Here's that 5-year comparison. You can see we're ahead of the curve in the state and nationally with our SATs. There's math. So I know that was just a brief snapshot for you, but a lot to be proud of with our secondary assessments, our staff, and families and students should be really proud of all they've accomplished. And it was a pleasure to share it with you. Any questions?
First, I just want to note, I love the increase in the number of kids that we have taking APs, as well as the number of exams that they're sitting for. That's really awesome. I'm a little concerned about the chemistry. I know I've mentioned this, that we saw there was the regrouping change was the 2022-2023 school year. And then we saw sort of like a 7 percentage point go down last year, and then a 10% on the passing side, and then a 10 percentage point go down on the mastery. I'm just curious. I know that the standards are going to change next year, as well as the exam's going to change next year, which will be a huge change. But I also sort of worry with that it's going to be harder to sort of look at the data and get feedback from the teachers and students to see if the regrouping changes that we made are having the effect that we wanted them to have. Do we have a plan for being able to evaluate if those changes are working the way we want them to?
So what we've been doing is completing a gap analysis to look at the questions, the demands of the questions, and the trends with what our kids are missing. We're really using that at this point to just inform instruction. At the same time that we're using last year's exam to inform this year's instruction, we're also planning for the implementation of the new chemistry next year using cluster questions released by the state, investigations released by the state. I think what it's going to do is lift the rigor in all of our chemistry classrooms. It's going to lift the rigor and engagement the way that these next-gen science exams are. A lot of critical thinking, a lot of reading, a lot of transferable skills and knowledge. So the year that we didn't have honors, there was still a 95% proficiency rate. So I don't see like a direct correlation, and it's hard to know because there hasn't been a lot of data. We've only got 2 years of data to look at. So at this point, we're just concentrating on that gap analysis and the standards themselves and how our kids are doing. But that's certainly something for the team to think about.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. Special education report. Ms. Woods.
Good evening. The Committee on Special Education and Preschool Special Education recommendations are on the consent agenda.
Thank you. Superintendent's report. Mr. Giro.
Good evening. There is not a need for an executive session this evening. On the consent agenda, I would just direct your attention to policy approval, second reading, policy 7510, district wellness policy. Would also like to thank our Pittsford Education Foundation for a wonderful donation of $2,000 that will go to our Student Opportunity Fund to assist students in need. Do have a couple updates. One is around our future capital projects. So this past summer, we began formalizing a plan for a capital project vote that will happen on March 5th this year, as we're in need of significant infrastructure improvements. A huge part of the project will involve new roofs. We have a steam boiler at Sutherland and at Allen Creek. So the fact that we're still using steam to heat and cool our schools is crazy. So those are some big ticket items, and we're also going to be looking at a long-term facilities plan that will help us get to cooling our schools within a 9-year period, and that will start in this project with large areas of assembly. So we will begin that pacing out of our facilities relative to where air conditioning should go first, prioritize those areas so that in 9 years all 9 of our schools will have some kind of cooling systems. We're also focusing on HVAC and air quality in this capital project. Of note, the capital project will be of no increase in taxes. So when we look at the combination of state aid and capital reserves coupled with debt coming off of our roll, then we are at a level debt concept. At our next board meeting on December 9th, SEI will come in and they will present the long-range facilities plan, and they will go into depth relative to the scope of work that is being proposed for March 5th. So I just want to pause to see if there's any questions. Okay. And last, as you know, and Mrs. Thomas shared it first, this is my last board meeting. And I want to share with everyone here that this role has filled me with a deep sense of gratitude. After many years of service, the time has come for me to step away from my role as superintendent. And while this role is bitter, this moment's bittersweet, it's also a chance to celebrate the incredible journey that we've shared together. I want to start by publicly thanking my wife, who's in the back. Do you want to wave, Beth? There you go. For allowing me to be present at this job emotionally and physically, which meant a lot of sacrifices on her part, including and especially being the primary parent for 3 wonderful children. One of them, Ryan, you're back there. You want to wave, Ryan? There you go. Also for her patience when sometimes dealing with an irritable and stressed superintendent and husband. So I want to say thank you, Beth, for all you've done. And to my work partners over the last 12 years, Kim McCluskey, Pete Sullivan, Amy Thomas, Ted Aresti, Robin Scott, and Jeff Casey, I extend my gratitude as I've been blessed with the best board presidents. Thank you for your years of support, therapy, strategy, compassion. Each of you have gone well above and beyond the call of duty, and I'm fortunate to consider all of you my friends. Similarly, I want to thank my assistants Ronnie Walker, Deb Carpenter, and Cindy Coleman for their professionalism, loyalty, support, and friendship along the way. The heart of any school district is its people, and I've been fortunate to work alongside some of the most passionate, dedicated, and inspiring individuals I've ever known, which includes teachers who light up the classrooms with creativity and care, staff who keep our schools running with quiet excellence, administrators who lead with integrity, board members who serve with vision and purpose, and families who partner with us in a shared mission of helping every child thrive. Most of all, I've been inspired by our students, by their curiosity, their resilience, and their growth. They are a constant reminder of why we do this work. Over the years, we faced challenges together. We've celebrated triumphs. We've supported one another through change. We've supported one another through uncertainty and through loss. And through it all, we've remained united by a common purpose, to create a school community where everyone feels seen, supported, and empowered to be their best and do their best. As I prepare to retire, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for your trust, your collaboration, and your unwavering commitment to our students. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your lives and for part of your work. I leave with full confidence in the future of this district. I know the spirit of excellence, compassion, and innovation will continue to thrive under the leadership of our incoming superintendent, Shana Kataya, who already had the office painted. I trust her deeply, and I believe she will guide this community with wisdom, with heart, and with passion. And Shana will be surrounded by the most talented, loyal, and hardest working central office team that I've ever been a part of working with, and I thank them. She'll also be surrounded by building administrators of the highest caliber, which makes saying goodbye a bit easier, knowing that she's in good hands. Though I may be stepping away from my role, I'll always carry with me the pride of having served this incredible district. The memories, the relationships, and the impact we've made together will stay with me for a lifetime. And last, it's only fitting for me to end by saying thank you all for what you do so well every day. And that ends my report.
Thank you, Mike. And I think bittersweet is the perfect way to sum up how a lot of us feel. Mike, it has been an honor to work with you. I really appreciated your friendship as well. And, you know, while we're very sorry to see you go, we're happy for you in retirement. As some people in this room may or may not know, there are no easy days as a superintendent. The job is 24/7. Pipes break in buildings at 3 a.m. and you get phone calls. Emergencies happen with staff and students in the middle of the night, and you get phone calls, and Mike answers them all. So he's been a great supporter of this district, and we wish him all the best in retirement. Next, may I have a motion for approval of the consent agenda? Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Renee. Any comments or questions? Hearing none. All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Is there any old business? No? Any new business? No? Okay. With that, we will move on to the public comment portion of our meeting. And for those of you that signed up and submitted your comments, thank you very much. We will call you up in the order that your comments were received by the district, and we'll welcome you up to the podium for you to give your comment. First, we'll please welcome up Anwar Upal.
Can y'all hear me? Okay. I know I'm probably not welcome from the New England Patriots hat, but so my name is Anwar Upal. I've had 2 children graduate from Pittsford Sutherland, and my youngest is now in Mendon Center. Like many parents here, I'm proud of the students in our schools. Pittsford's kids, as we saw today, consistently exemplify, they show kindness, empathy, inclusion, the very values that this district stands for. I also want to take this moment to thanks to Superintendent Perro and wish him well in his retirement. His service and dedication to Pittsford schools and educators are truly appreciated. It's from that same spirit of appreciation and a parent's belief in fairness and accountability that I want to raise some concerns about the Partnership Together Shin Shinim Israel Cultural Exchange Program that is going on in the Pittsford schools. Until recently, this program appeared under the Curriculum and Instruction section of the district website, and it was there for more than a year, even though it's not part of the mandated curriculum, which is troubling because programs like this can traumatize unintentionally some Arab and Palestinian students whose families have endured immense loss. From earlier communication with the district, I've learned that there are no formal curricula or lesson plans, that the district does not directly vet the visitors who participate in this program. As a parent, that's deeply concerning to me. Families trust the district to protect our children and to maintain full oversight of anyone who interacts with them in the classrooms. That responsibility can't be delegated, no matter how well-intentioned the outside partner is, in my opinion. Other parents have also shared similar concerns with me. They've stated there is no clear, transparent process for how to make a complaint about the program. Some that have made complaints have told me that their complaints have never been acknowledged or followed up. This lack of structure erodes confidence in our schools, which you all are working so hard to make sure that we have the most confidence in. I think ultimately everybody here wants the same thing, to ensure that the programs in our schools reflect Pittsford's values of transparency, inclusion, and respect. And that requires that we don't devalue, trivialize the traumatic lived experience such as slavery, genocide, and abuse. And this is literally quoting from Pittsford's own diversity guidelines. So just in conclusion, in my opinion, the current Partnership Together program doesn't meet the Pittsford's diversity inclusion standards. It presents only a one-sided, what some would call propaganda perspective from, and excludes the Palestinian voices, creating imbalance and discomfort for some of our students. So I'm just respectfully asking the board to pause participation in the program. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a Bills hat, you get 3.5 minutes.
Next, we'd like to welcome up Alicia Upal, please.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay. My name is Alicia Opal. I'm just going to share some student testimony about the same program. I graduated from Pittsford Sutherland High School in 2023. So my freshman year, we were suddenly shown a presentation from this Israeli exchange program. There was no notice, no context given, so it was honestly kind of a jump scare for some students. The slides showed some very political greater Israel maps. Also, when a classmate asked a question about Palestinians, his mic was taken away. He was silenced. A more recent student also decided to share a similar story to me. She told me that Israeli visitors came to Calkins Road Middle School and spoke about joining the military, one even saying that they were excited to serve in the IDF. A Palestinian student had to leave the classroom because she felt so uncomfortable. When again, some other students decided to ask about Palestine, the speakers got a little upset, and then the teachers had to shut down the discussion as disrespectful. This wasn't just about cultural exchange, it was very political messaging. I'm asking the board to suspend the program to protect our students' right to safety, open inquiry, and education free from any foreign military propaganda. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. And next, may we welcome Anis Fazili to the podium.
Good evening, members of the board and Superintendent Pero. First of all, go Bills. I am also addressing the same cultural exchange program. I am addressing my concerns about this proposed program to bring individuals who have deferred their service in the Israeli Defense Force to speak in our public schools under what I see, in my opinion, as a pretense of cultural exchange. I urge the board to pause the program because it does, in my opinion, fundamentally violate the principles of maintaining a neutral, appropriate, and non-political educational environment. The truth is, this is not a cultural program. This is somewhat of a political action. Our schools should not be used as a platform to legitimize or normalize an active military force, especially one credibly accused of grave human rights violations. I would similarly object to allowing Russian soldiers into our school to speak to our children while Russia is actively conducting a military campaign and bombing Ukrainian schools and committing atrocities. And in my opinion, the principle should be the same. We should not be bringing in active military conflicts and politics into our classrooms. I think we need to acknowledge the undeniable, painful context of these visits. Major international bodies, including Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch, have accused the military these speakers are about to join and have simply deferred their admission of committing war crimes and genocide. Save the Children International has recently confirmed that 2% of all children in Gaza have actually been killed by the IDF in the past 2 years. This backdrop does create a profound emotional distress for many students and some staff. Exposing our impressionable children to speakers from a force credibly linked to this level of violence is unethical, inappropriate, and directly threatens the emotional safety of our student body. I feel that your responsibility, our responsibility as a community, is to uphold the educational integrity of our schools and protect our students. And I find this program to be a distraction from education and a slight violation of the community's trust in that regard. I would just simply ask the board, implore them to keep you guys to keep politics and military conflict out of our schools and to pause, if not cancel, this program. If cultural exchange or true education is really our goal, I would actually prefer we invite curators of a Holocaust museum or have a true student exchange program with an Israeli school rather than having these soon-to-be soldiers in a divisive, polarizing conflict here in our schools. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And next, we'll welcome Sarah Alishwawi. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Sarah Orsada. I graduated from Pittsford Minden High School in 2022. I'm now a senior at the University of Rochester. I finished my degree in public health, and I'm about to graduate with my degree in nursing. I am also a Palestinian American student who grew up here. And given that, I was lucky to go through the Pittsford School District and currently have a younger brother who's still in high school, and I'm also speaking in favor of pausing the same program, as it harms the student learning environment and fosters discrimination against Palestinian, Arab, and Muslim students, or any student who does not align with Zionist values. Like other speakers have said, this program highlights service in the Israeli military, which, according to, again, multiple international law and human rights organizations, is actively oppressing Palestinians. At the same time, it excludes Palestinian perspectives and history. This omission erases Palestinian students' identities, like myself, dehumanizes them, and presents an inaccurate and biased form of education. Students have reported that when they ask questions about Palestine during the program, they're told they're being disrespectful or are not allowed to mention Palestine at all. As a Palestinian student myself, I know firsthand how deeply isolating it feels to have your community and family's heritage be denied in a public space where you are supposed to feel safe and supported. This experience directly contradicts the Pittsford Central School District's stated values of inclusivity and diversity. For younger students especially, facing this kind of exclusion can be emotionally damaging and traumatic, particularly in the context of the ongoing genocide in Gaza. Even as now a 21-year-old adult, experiencing a member of the IDF coming onto my university campus this past year was extremely triggering and dehumanizing. I cannot begin to imagine the trauma and anxiety younger students experience when faced with this program that normalizes and accepts the suffering of our people. Cultural exchange is an incredibly valuable part of education, but for it to serve its purpose, it must be genuinely inclusive, accurate, authentic, and neutral. A program that promotes one national or political narrative while silencing another does not foster understanding, it creates division and harm. Until this program can uphold these essential values and represent all students fairly and respectfully, I believe it should be paused. Doing so is not about rejecting cultural learning, but about ensuring that every student, regardless of their background, feels seen, respected, and safe in their school environment. And I hope that the board can take my perspective into consideration as someone who really did enjoy her time in the school district. Thank you.
Thank you. And we next welcome up Abdallah Solomon.
Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me. Basically, I appreciate everything has been said, and I'm talking about the same basic program that we actually recently heard of it. I did not know about it. I am a parent of two children who one of them graduated from the Pittsford School District, and the other one still a student there. And I'm here tonight to speak from a place of deep pain and grief. Since 2016, our district has participated in the Partnership Together program, Shinshin M. It's presented as cultural exchange program, but for us as Palestinians, it represents something more painful, a program that promotes one-sided story while erasing the other. Our concern is not political or religious. It comes from watching the pain of our people continue to endure. We hold deep respect for all faith and everyone who genuinely seeks peace. But we cannot stay silent when our district maintains partnership with a program tied to a country accused of genocide against the Palestinian people, according to the United Nations experts and the International Court of Justice. Thousands of children and families have been killed and displaced. Entire neighborhoods has been erased. To continue this partnership in face of such devastation feels profoundly wrong and sends painful message to Palestinian, Arab, and Muslim families in the district that we live in. It sends a message that our lives do not matter. It's heartbreaking to see our children trying to make sense of this, to see them recognize that injustice they witness in the world reflects in their own schools. How can we teach empathy and equity while staying silent in the face of such suffering? If we truly believe in those values, we must apply them to everyone. True bridges are built on justice and shared humanity, not by silencing the other side. I ask the district to suspend this program and reevaluate what message it sends to our students, our families, and our community. Continuing in the midst of man-made catastrophe undermines the moral integrity of our schools. This is not a call for division. This is a plea for compassion and courage, because our education should never be neutral in face of injustice. We want our children to grow up. Thank you so much.
Thank you. May we next welcome up Adrian Perovich.
Hi, thank you for hearing me today. My name is Adrian Perovich. My son attends Mendon High School. He previously attended Thornell and Barker Road, and so did my daughter. They both participated in the Shin Shinum program. I never received any notice from the school district before or during the program. I have serious concerns about inviting foreign military personnel into our public schools. These individuals are neither students nor vetted by the school system, and they are not part of our community. We have documented evidence that an IDF soldier was zoomed into a school session. This was occurring without transparency, oversight, or parental consent, and takes time away from shared curriculum. Schools should be safe, inclusive spaces for learning, not platforms for foreign military engagement. This undermines trust and compromises student safety. It also opens the door to bias or misinformation with potential harm to impacted students. I hope you all understand that we feel this in our bones every single day. Thank you.
Thank you.
If I could just reply to all 6 speakers. I want to start by saying thank you for not only coming in, but for the manner by which you just shared your concerns. I certainly felt the pain that you're experiencing, and I want to apologize to our students that spoke for any kind of trauma. And one of the comments that I heard from you that really struck me was our lives do not matter when we do this. And if I could just speak candidly, I guess where I'm stuck here, or feel stuck, is that in trying to be inclusive, I'm getting the impression for sure that it's not inclusive for all when with the Shin Shinum program, right? So I guess if I could share our thinking, our thinking was, once we start to look at who do we allow in and who do we not allow in, aren't we being exclusionary by being selective of who can come in and who can't come in? So I'm just sharing my sentiments. Public comment that you had your time, and I don't know the answers to that, but I will share that, given the conversation this evening, that we will need certainly further dialogue around our future direction. I do want to clarify a few things, though. The Shinshinim program is it's Barker Road and Thornell Road only this year. All families were contacted. So in the past, I can't speak to that. If you feel that you haven't been contacted this year and they've gone into your class, if you can send me some kind of notification, that would be great. I've seen the emails that the principals have sent out. I've approved them. We did that knowing that obviously the world events this year compared to when this started in 2017 have changed obviously significantly. So I want to end, I guess, by saying your voices are heard, your sentiments are felt, and we're going to need to convene to discuss what our next steps would be. And I thank you so much for coming in and sharing your concerns.
I would also like to thank you all for coming in and speaking with us tonight, and particularly for the civil dialogue that you brought in what is so clearly a very painful thing for you all to speak about. I thank you again for the manner in which you've approached this, and I've certainly heard you tonight, and I know my colleagues on the board here have as well. So thank you for how you have handled this situation that is clearly quite painful for you. Thank you. We still have two more public comments tonight on different subjects, so we would like to welcome Meredith Graham to the podium, please.
Thank you for taking my comment. I'm Meredith Graham, and I'm here with Min Fu. And we are here on behalf of Quest, which is the parent group for advanced learners. Quest is advocating for 2 additional full-time instructional challenge teachers. This will enable each elementary and middle school to have a full-time IC teacher as they used to years ago. Thank you for hiring a middle school IC teacher in 2022, a great first step after years of suffering without support. However, one teacher managing 2 buildings at a large caseload isn't enough. Pittsford once had 2 middle school IC teachers, as Penfield Middle School does now. High-ability students' social-emotional needs are closely tied to their intellectual needs. These students often sense and feel things more deeply. Without proper challenge and guidance from trained professionals, they can experience stress, frustration, and disengagement. Meeting their academic needs also supports their mental health and well-being, reducing depression and suicide. Most teachers receive little to no training in gifted education, and typical classrooms often span many grade levels of mastery. Full-time IC teachers can collaborate with staff to provide resources and strategies that benefit all learners while easing pressure on classroom teachers. We recognize the challenges of this year's budget, but equitable IC support aligns with Pittsford's mission and values. Adding 2 full-time IC teachers will help ensure that all students' academic, social, emotional, and mental health needs are met. I have a bunch of comments from parents who sent me comments to read. I can't read them all, so I'm going to read excerpts, and then I'll pass out to you printed of what they said. Jing Jiang says, Jimmy loved the math enrichment program. He no longer felt bored, and he enjoyed working on challenging problems with the IC teacher. Because of the program, our son really looks forward to going to school every day. This is a program that is truly essential for kids like Jimmy. He won't thrive the same way without the IC program. Kun Wang and Chi Huan say, luckily our daughter's IC teacher saw her potential and helped develop her strengths. With the teacher's guidance, she slowly started to recognize her own abilities and began to understand that everyone has weaknesses and that making mistakes is just part of life. So really, the IC teacher gave exactly the kind of support that a kid requires. Lynn Pun says, for students who learn quickly and require constant academic challenge, limited contact can result in boredom, frustration, and decreased engagement with school. In our case, my child has already expressed that school feels too easy and uninteresting at times. Prima Ear says, I feel that the IC program and Miss Sandy Stewart's mentorship in particular has played a critical role in my daughter's keen interest in math. Had it not been for the IC program and Mrs. Stewart, my daughters would never have progressed at the rapid level that they've done through MCE. And I'll just finish with words from parent Nick Peer. I strongly urge the board to not only maintain the instructional challenge program, but to consider adding additional resources to it. Investing in this program is an investment in the potential of some of our most motivated students, ensuring our district is a place where every child at every level has the opportunity to excel. Thank you for your time and for your commitment to the diverse educational needs of all children in our community. And I know I'm out of time, and so that's my public comment, but can I just say, please go to the Super Sale Saturday and Sunday and shop the Super Sale. It's our PTSA biggest fundraiser, and we're really excited. If you could come and volunteer tomorrow and Thursday, that would also be really awesome. And then the last thing, which I know I'm not really going to, I'm just going over. On behalf of PTSA, thank you to Superintendent Pirro for all of your years of service to our school district. Thank you.
Thank you, Meredith. We have one final public comment tonight from Ziyao Tuan.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. My name is Ziyao Duan, and I have two kids going into Manning Center Elementary School in 5th grade and 3rd grade. And we actually just moved into Pittsford last year, and we're so happy about our move. So go Pittsford. So today I want to make a comment to support our instructional challenge program and also to promote academic rigor in general in our school district. So we know that we're living in a world where AI, artificial intelligence, is transforming every corner of our society. And we have to think about ways to educate our kids and prepare them for an AI-proof career in the future. So I'm a professor and AI researcher at the University of Rochester. And over the years, I have seen so many kids, and I have seen the common qualities of the kids who succeed in the college, in the graduate schools, and also in their career in adapting into this AI transformation challenge. And the common quality I see include, number one, they have logic thinking, very clear logic thinking acquired through math and science training. Number two, quick learning skills acquired through extensive reading. Number three is number three is sorry, I'm a little nervous, the communication skills acquired through presentation and writing practices. Unfortunately, the U.S. in recent decades have been falling behind other countries in the world on all the three aspects. Actually, a recent study in September, or article published in Wall Street Journal in September, revealed that about half of American high school students fail the standard test on math and reading. And my own observation at the University of Rochester is that I found domestic students in general are not having solid foundations on math and writing compared to international students. And this divide between domestic students and international students only keeps growing as we proceed into graduate school and also the industries, careers in high-tech sectors, and also the academic research communities. So why is that? When I talk to my international colleagues, they tell me that, so from the comparison of the curriculum, I found that their curriculums are, in general, 1 or 2 years ahead of our kids' curriculum. What's happening here? Are our kids not as smart? No, I don't think so. We have heard so nice activities from our students, and they are so creative. I think it's on the mindset we have. I think I came from China, very different education systems, but I see a very big difference. So I feel like the American education does not value challenge and practices as much as many other countries like France, Korea, Singapore, Finland. Many countries I have friends there. So I think the instructional challenge program is an excellent program in this background. They promote challenges, they promote academic rigor. So I really support expansion of instructional challenge so that we can cultivate an atmosphere for all students, to engage more students, to improve academic rigor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you again to all of our speakers who came in tonight. With that, we will take a motion for adjournment of the meeting, please. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Robin. All in favor? Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night.